Briefly.
No. So finally, sir, the long-awaited application, those two applications. No, sir. So those long. Finally, sir. Learner's sake, sir. Finally, learner's sake, sir. Apologies, sir. Apologies, learner's sake. Finally, those two long-awaited applications have finally had their days in court. The two applications, those two pending applications, have finally had their day in court. Tell us how it went.
Two applications, one.
Yes.
And that is the one that is jurisdictional.
Okay.
Which is saying that all the 14 counts in the charge are bad, and bad. Like I described it before the court, they are as dead as a dodo. All that the court requires is to give them a decent burial. Because there is nothing whatsoever in the counts at all. You are accusing Nnamdi Kanu of making some broadcast. You didn't say where this broadcast was made. Was it made in the spirit world? Was it made in the air? Was it made under the ground? You didn't state. That was to run away from the first count they had fired, which we attacked when they had mentioned the United Kingdom. So they thought that by not mentioning the place, they had gotten away from it. But as a matter of fact, they had worsened their case. Because the Federal High Court Act says specifically, Section 34, that you must state the very location, specific location where an offense has been committed. That is wrong. They people stated it. They say in the brokers, and that the brokers were in furtherance of some treasonable acts. For you to charge a person with furthering treason, you must have to charge the person with treason. Nnamdi Kanu is not charged with treason here. We call it the predicate offense. It is from this predicate offense that the acts of furthering will emanate. So they are building castles on empty air. There's nothing to support it. You are saying that the brokers he made led to protests, violent protests in the east and in Lagos, affecting Lagos transportation system. Does this court have jurisdiction territorially over Lagos and matters that happen near Umi, near here in Anambra State? No. Does this court have jurisdiction over matters if there was an offense committed, for example, say in UK? Does this court have jurisdiction over matters that happen in UK? Answer, no. Because this court cannot exercise jurisdiction on matters within a sovereign land, another country that has sovereignty, other international law. Another major point is that you are trying this man, saying for committing, for belonging to a proscribed organization. And I must not say this, contrary to what the prosecution said last time. Nnamdi Kanu has never denied being a member of IPOB. He says, I am not a member of proscribed IPOB. I want all of you to know the difference. And when IPOB was proscribed through the court process, Nnamdi Kanu challenged it. The matter is at the Court of Appeal currently. Nobody knows the judgment of the Court of Appeal. If the Court of Appeal finally says that this proscription was wrong, as we are contending, let's say by that time you had already tried Nnamdi and jailed him, how will you bring him back? So you are trying him under a law that is inchoate, that is being challenged, whose efficacy and longevity is being tested and has not been clear. So we call it lite pendens, or the doctrine of subjudice. So you cannot. So Nnamdi Kanu, in his extrajudicial statement, said, he founded IPOB in 2012 in London. And that is the head. He has never denied being the founder, head, and member of IPOB, but he denies being a member of proscribed IPOB. This point must be made clear. We have also challenged the the entire law itself, the Terrorism Prevention Act as amended of 2011 as amended in 2013. Now, it is not a law within the exclusive legislative list of the National Assembly that we thought to have made. It has no competence to make it under the Constitution. We have also challenged that. There are other grounds, very strong grounds where we are challenging that. For example, you brought this man, you abducted him by force, you tortured him, you captured him like a common criminal in Kenya. A British citizen who had gone to Kenya voluntarily, you captured him, you abducted him, and you rendered him to Nigeria by force without going through and other acts within the Commonwealth, rendered freely and voluntarily, lawfully. Ozekome Nnamdi Kanu was captured in Kenya and brought here extrajudicially to Nigeria to face trial. That cannot make any count based on that to stand. It is like saying that you can destroy a person ahead so as to have the chance to try the person. So we raise some very fundamental steps. And in any case, in any event, the entire 34 grounds that we fight, the entire affidavit and better affidavit to the points of law, they never deny any of them. They just do what we call general denial by saying the prosecution denies the affidavit in your affidavit. What are you saying to it? What did they say to the fact that Nnamdi Kanu was extrajudicially rendered a rendition to Nigeria? They don't have the word. What do they say to the fact that this case is on appeal and you cannot charge a person on a law that is still inchoate? They have nothing to say. What do they say when we said that this court has no jurisdiction? Because you have not said that the law was breached here. You are saying it was breached in another country and it had ricocheting effects here. Where is the predicate offense, which is terrorism, which we did not charge them for? They have nothing to say. So everything they have here is follow. And that's why we are taking it to strike out the political charge, discharge and acquit Nnamdi Kanu. Let him breathe the fresh air of Nigeria and let him go home if you want.
So a quick one, you brought the issue about his glasses up in court that there's KD makeup line. Could you give us an insight into on the issues of the change of attire?
When the trial first started, Nnamdi Kanu's glasses were sold and they are still in the DSS. Till date, he has no glasses. So when he now ran abroad for jail, when the military invaded his home at Afaro Tobacco in Abia State on the 14th of September 2017, he escaped by the whiskers of his hair. So he was just lucky. Don't forget that on that day, 28 unarmed civilians, innocent civilians, were gruesomely murdered. So he escaped. And that's the person you are saying jump bail. How does you jump bail when instead of coming to court for trial, you voluntarily escape? But when you escape, when you run away from death, that cannot be jumping bail. You can't come like that. So when he now went to London, where he's also a British citizen, he had another glass, which again was seen on him broken when he was captured in Kenya like a common criminal and forcefully renditioned to Nigeria. So today he has no glass to use. So the court now has ordered the DSS to ensure that he gets his glasses. Then on the issue of clothes, we finally hear Jofa and the brother of the younger brother of Nnamdi Kanu and others have taken close to him 3 times. And they will refuse to take the clothes. It's today we are hearing for the first time that the reason is that one of the clothes had the motive of a lion. And it's a lion. We all know this Ishagu, disabled groups. I have some of them. Some have elephant, lion, tiger, giraffe, some have cock, some have antelope. So it wasn't meant to intimidate the court or to make any point. So we are hearing today that they would want that kind of, and the court has made it clear that it is better, instead of wearing a coat that has that beauty, he should wear plain clothes. The design of which is still left to him, it should be plain. It could be black, red, white, green, yellow, sky blue, it doesn't matter. And we also agree to that, So now, the clothes will be given to him to be plain clothes. We didn't know that was the heading of the DSC. According to court, the director said rules against their prosecution. I'm not going to become like an obedient young man is. He knows that he will not and do as you have said. So it wasn't really an issue at all. But I think to me, that was a great error to escape from the fact that he continuously breached the orders of this court to allow him to have his clothes. So now I'm directed from the Jaffa to provide other clothes for him that do not have the motive of a lion or a tiger. So it could be another designer because they are June last year.
Okay.
The repetitiveness,
This now the defense lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu in the brief press like this. He just finished to tell exactly what happened for court today and decisions where court don't take. Okay, so they don't adjourn the matter to 8th of April. Now the next time where they will bring Nnamdi Kanu come court for court 2 here for the Federal High Court, Abuja. So now here we go end our broadcast today from the Federal High Court. I'm going to bring you more on top this story from 8th of April.